Hello, LSFL owners, and welcome to the relaunch of your new home, the LSFL.com. I'm really excited about all the new features that we have added, and it's going to revolutionize the way we interact with each other and the way we handle our business with the LSFL. I'm going to begin with just some basic features of our website, kind of a tutorial, if you will. In the past with LSFL.biz, it was very basic. You had each page, you had to come out, go back in. Well, now we've added a top menu to make it easier for you. So as you can see, you can just click up to the top and it gives you all the pages there for you. So if you're on one page, you don't have to go back out to the home page and then find your way to something else. Makes it easier accessible for you to browse if you wish, and go wherever you like, to be quite frank. So it's easier accessibility. All right, we're gonna go to the home page and just show you some of the main features that normally you would see anyway with LSFL.biz. You'll see your power rankings, the team of the week, the schedule. We'll talk about the head-to-head weekly matchups. We have the playoffs. We have the Fantasy Bowl. We got Hall of Fame and history. All these things we're going to talk about. Our new feature, which will be NFL Network, which is brought to you by LSFL Films that we adapted in 2003, even before the league was established. And here is where we'll begin. It's at the bottom of the home page is the team pages. So this is where the first thing you'd see if you'd remember on LSFL.biz. Well, now it's the last thing you see. However, still everything remains the same. We'll go ahead and click on my favorite team, the Orlando Sharks. Everything basically the same. You got your team logos, you got your history, all of that. The big difference though, however, is I did add a photo gallery. So this keeps all of your pictures from way back when to now, and as long as you're with the league, we'll always keep these pictures for you. That way you have an archive and you have a way to look back and how fat and how skinny you were, all of that, and remember the good times and the times that weren't so good, wherever it may be. You can always have these memories here for you as well. So I thought this is a really cool feature for everyone. And then going back out to the home page, we're going to talk about one of the biggest features that I mentioned earlier about revolutionizing the way we're going to interact with each other. Well, this is going to be the biggest way, and that's with the LSFL network. And what we're going to do with that is we are going to have two shows that we're going to add to the LSFL network right off the jump. We're going to have LSFL Live. That's going to take place on Tuesday. What that's going to do is break down the previous week's matchups, and we're going to talk about power rankings and that kind of stuff. And on Sunday mornings, we're going to have LSFL Game Day, which will be a fun, interactive show that we're going to talk about this week's matchups. We're going to talk about Team of the Week, Game of the Week, that type of thing. We're also going to have this interactive, and this is the biggest part, is that first with our shows, I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you for interviews. I want to talk to my team of the week. I want to talk to my people who are playing the game of the week. I want to have that interaction, and the more realistic you make it, the better it'll be, and it just will be more fun. In conjunction with that, I am going to ask you to please, if you can, do your own show. I would love to have a Jester's Court or a Bombshells or a Predators Pagonia, whatever you want to call it. Have your own shows. All you have to do is tape them, put them on YouTube, send me the link, and I'll post them. It's going to be our network, guys, so let's make it our network. Have a weekly show to you add on. Send a text to the league. Hey, my show's on at so-and-so. I encourage you all to do this. This will just be so much more fun, and now with everything going on, we have the technology to do it, so it'll just be a fun and exciting thing to add on to it. So going back through, I'm just going to click on the history page real quick, because this is where most of the new stuff has been added. First, just like the other stuff, if you go, I added a photo gallery. So that's the first thing you'll notice when you come in here. And this is pictures from every draft, anything I possibly could find, old draft boards, whatever the hell I could find, I just threw there. So you can always scroll through and see some of the cool things that happened throughout our history, and it's a fun page for you, fun photo gallery to run through, especially see all the old photos and stuff. Let me see little Frederico there. You scroll down. And so we have our regular season, we have retiree franchises, you know, we put those guys in there in the retirement home. We have our regular season results where I just basically went through all the standings and all the records in there. The difference with the playoff records this year is that I differentiated between AFC playoff records and NFC playoff records. And then you can see who is the best in between them both. And I will do that eventually for the regular season. It was enough for me to do all this, so I'll do that maybe next year. We'll add that on there. Same with the Fantasy Bowl results, Team of the Week history. Now here are the two new things I added. I did add the LSFL film archives, so that's what I mentioned earlier, that all those films that we're going to be doing, all those things, we're going to add them in here. Now if you go in there now, there's already some old videos and of some draft lotteries we've done. When Mary Jane did the tribute, the 15-year tribute, that's in there. When we did our draft hype video, that's in there also. So you can all see in old bombshell videos that Mike used to do with the cartoons. Those are great, especially if you play them. They're definitely funny, so I definitely would encourage you to take some time and listen to those. And then going back, the other thing was the toilet bowl history. That was something else that I added. That wasn't, since we just added that trophy, I just wanted to have pay tribute essentially to that trophy. So I added the two pictures of the two people that we did have, and then I went back through the old standings, and as you can see, I went back through all the old standings and found our toilet bowl winners. So I just gave them the honor of what they deserve of the Shitty Person of the Year award. So anyway, just something new. Like I said, if you got time, please go ahead and take that out. And we're gonna talk and really quick see the Hall of Fame. That same. We don't need to go through that. It's pretty much what I had before. The only thing that's different between the playoffs and the Fantasy Bowl pages is that I've added the history within the page. So if you go to the playoffs, real quick. So if you click on the playoff page and you scroll down. So this is, this is the Fantasy Bowl. This is fine either way. This is fine. The Fantasy Bowl page, same thing. So I just put a little gallery of the Fantasy Bowl history, but as you scroll down, you'll see history. So your history is already on here. So if you're already on the page for the Fantasy Bowl, you're checking, you're like, hey, you don't need to go anywhere else. You can scroll down, you can see the records and the Fantasy Bowl history in there with you. So it's kind of a cool new feature, I thought, also, so you don't have to go very far and see all that kind of stuff. So going back to the home page, and so the schedule is out. The 2020 schedule I do have out. We might have another show just to talk about the schedule before the draft comes out. Who knows? Hopefully. Here's the biggest difference in our weekly results. So before it was always I had a week 1, week 2. So this year you're not going to see all that. You're just going to go to the head-to-head, and then when you scroll down, I'll take that out obviously. So right here is where you're going to have LSFL Game Day. So that first thing, when you go to your head-to-head results, our video will be there for LSFL Game Day. We'll break down the week's action, have our interviews, that type of thing. If you scroll down a little bit further, you'll have the traditional setup where I have your logos, the records, and this part. I'm just not going to type all that stuff out anymore because there's no reason to, because now I can just sit here and talk about it. So just make it that much cooler. You don't have to read a bunch of things, sit here and laugh at us being dumbasses, and it'll be great. It'll be a great time. So going back out to the home page, let's see what else they're talking about. I'm going to scroll back down a little bit more. All right, yeah, power rankings generally same, team league same. So yeah, so generally everything is pretty much the same deal, except that was like the biggest difference with the weekly matchups. I do want you to go in there every Sunday morning, make it part of your NFL game day experience that, we're watching all this pregame show. Watch the LSFL game day pregame show. It's going to be great. We're going to have a great time. Special guests, even legal counsel if we need it. It's going to be a great time. So, bringing us to the draft. All right, so couple of things going on, obviously, with COVID. The first thing with the lottery, August 1st, we're gonna have the lottery. It'll be here at on Cooper Island. So while it'll take place at 9 p.m., you're all more than welcome to come. It's an outside venue, so we can space it out. However, if you don't feel comfortable, we are gonna set up a Zoom meeting for it. So basically, it'll all set up. And I'll set all that up. If it's Zoom, team, whatever it may be, don't worry, I'll set all that up with you way prior to, and we'll have that all set up for you to watch the lottery and be here for it at the very least. Now, in the lottery, as far as the draft is concerned, that's going to be August 29th. It's going to be held right here again on Cooper Island. The draft begins at 9 p.m. However, obviously, I want everyone here early so we can get our drink on. It's going to be a great, great time. And we're going to enjoy ourselves. Now, obviously, we have things to talk about as far as COVID and how that affects us and what if the scenarios. So we're going to talk about that at the draft, figure all that out together, spit out some ideas, and figure out which way we want to go with it. But either way, we're not going to let that spoil our good time. So draft is still on. So with that being said, draft money needs to be in. August 1st is our deadline, as always. So please, 260, get it in soon. Let me know. I'm going to have some exciting things for you at the draft. I even got some face masks in the works with your logos on them. So it's going to be really cool. Some a fun feature for you guys to have. So we're going to practice our social distancing if we need to and all that kind of good stuff. Other than that, if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm super excited. Please keep this interactive and enjoy it. And this is our new home, so treat it as such. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you guys soon.